anything that I make where I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever made. I'm like, okay, it's coming out next month.
What's good? It's Andrew here with Good Studios, and today I'm chatting with SHRETA. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing lovely. So we'll just hop right into it here.
Yeah,
Tell me
sure.
who you are, tell me what you do, and tell me why you do it.
Wow, okay, those are big questions. But
Yeah.
to summarize, I am an artist from Melbourne. I've been singing and playing instruments and loving music my entire life. I started releasing music in 2019, and I have had so much fun doing it. Um, and why I do it, because I don't know what else I would do. I love it. And, I'm always creating something, I'm always making something. And so the whole process of creating music and everything else surrounding it is so fun and enjoyable and something I'm so passionate about.
Is there a moment in your life where that
Mhm.
sticks out to you where you go, that's the moment I realize this is what I want to do?
I've been singing all my life. And when I was young, I started off doing like Indian traditional music, which is like my background and what my family introduced me to. And I think I was so transformed by the experience of being on stage. So I was probably on stage the first time when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old. So performing um, Indian music and being on stage from such a young age, I think I knew that this is what I always wanted to do my whole life.
So getting back to your music, we'll talk about your latest
Hmm.
release, Messy.
Yes.
You just released that
Yes.
recently. Tell me about the process for that song and why you put it out there.
Well, you know what? I actually really love talking about the day that we made this song because it just felt like so surreal. So me and my producer, we were in New York for I think a couple of weeks, and we were just having the most incredible time. It was so fun. It was so like spontaneous. And then we got in the studio. It was so funny. And it was just like one of those like faded moments because we had no time. I was like, we have like 3 hours left. Pick the first thing, like the beat, make something out of it. I'm gonna go in and just like run off the top of my head, really. And I remember that I just did that. And we both looked at each other. We were like, nah, this is crazy. This is one of those ones. It didn't sound like anything else that day. We were trying to think about, okay, what does this sound like? What references have we pulled from? And we were like, this is entirely our own thing. Like, this is probably the first thing that I've made that I can say is like my own,
Mm.
um, completely. And yeah, and then we literally left the studio, got tatted, and just like kept the night going. And it was just like the most memorable day. And I'll never forget the day we made this song. I feel like sometimes artists, we like make music and we make our best music. And it's like wanting to save something for a special occasion. And sometimes
Mm.
we think, okay, I'll put this out later. I'll put this out when I have a budget. I'll put this out when I have a management team and a label. And I'll put this out when people care. And I think the reason I wanted to put this out was because I wanted to put my best foot forward and put my best music out to date, um, without having any of those things. And just to be like, good music is not meant to stay on your laptop. Like it's meant
Mm.
to be heard and it's meant to be celebrated, and your efforts and your hard work is meant to be celebrated and shared. And like, I feel like sometimes making music and just keeping it on your computer and on your phone is like having a conversation in your head. Like, what impact does that really have to the wider
Mm.
world? Like, obviously, it changes us as artists to make it, but ultimately, we're making it for other people to heal and connect. And so I knew that I wanted to put this out and take my time and be patient with it. But I don't want to save like the best for last, anything that I make where I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever made. I'm like, okay, it's coming out next month.
I really
Yeah.
admire the fact that you're just like, I'm gonna put this out there and you put
Oh,
out
thank
what
you.
you want to. So it's cool.
I think that it wasn't always like that for me. I think for sure I was at so many different points of my life really crippled by a perfectionism and overthinking it and just feeling like I didn't deserve to take up space in a certain field, industry, room, whatever. And I think that now, um, coming back home after my trip was so important in so many ways for me, like emotionally, spiritually, just everything. And I feel like that was one of the biggest things that I realized. I was like, I cannot stand in my own way. Like, I don't want to spend any more time standing in my own way. Um, I want to share my heart, and the right people will gravitate towards it. And the people that are like, this sucks, there's another artist out there for you. You know what I mean? It's not deep. Like, you don't have to like my stuff, and that's okay. But there are people that do, and I want to be consistent for those people.
I think anyone that listens to your stuff, though, it'd be hard for them to have a negative reaction towards it. But I know
I
what you're
hope so.
saying. I know what you're saying. Um, and speaking on your music, this is a
Yes.
question I ask. It's kind of a tough one, but how would you describe your music in 3 words?
Oh my God. Okay. Um, I think like passionate and emotional. I know that's 2 words. Okay, passionate. Like I feel like my music is really like emotionally connected. Um, just the sounds we use and just the way it makes me feel. I'd like to hope that it has that feeling. Um,
Mhm.
I kind of want to say like humorous. Like I'm not gonna lie, my lyrics are not very serious. And I think that's what we have so much fun with is like blending these really beautiful sounds and textures with these lyrics that are just straight talking shit, you know? And I would say that in whatever ways we can, we are very experimental. I think like in the way that I write and the way that I engage with music, if I've done something once, twice, 3 times, it's like, okay, on to the next.
Now I'm gonna kind of ask the exact same question, but
Mhm.
describing you, like what 3 words would you describe yourself with?
I would like to think that I am warm and like a comforting person. Um, I think genuine and honest. These are so many words. I suck at this. Okay, warm, genuine, explanation of genuine. I think that I'm honest and honest with myself and honest with other people and hold myself accountable and hold other people accountable. And there's just truth telling always from me. And I think the last thing is just optimistic. Yeah.
You're just being very vulnerable, and being vulnerable is a scary thing a lot of the time because you
Yeah.
don't know how people are going to react to your vulnerability. And
Yeah.
so being able to be positive no matter what is a good thing.
Yeah. I think it's really helped me with like all the ups and downs of just being an artist, especially an independent artist. I think like navigating that, you do have to have some kind of stamina and resilience and optimism to want to even do this. I think after a certain point, dealing with all the negatives, like I just think you have to love music so bad and genuinely see the positives in that to even want to keep going.
So kind of the last big question
Mhm.
is, how would you define success?
I think for me personally, being successful just means that I have spent my whole life just loving and giving back to my community, and I've impacted my communities in some way. Um, I would obviously love to achieve so many things through music and to receive the accolades and everybody wants that recognition for their hard work, but to me that is not a determinant of success. I feel like for me success is being able to look in the mirror and being like, was I honest with myself? Did I really live up to my like soul's purpose, my soul mission? Did I fulfill that in this life? And how many people can say that they were loved by me? How many people can say that I helped them truly, not just financially, just emotionally? How many people can say that I lit up a space in their life when I entered it? I think those are the things that make me feel like I have done something valuable. So when I look back at, moments of achievement for me, I think the moments that stand out the most, even in a music space, is when people have said, like, this song made me feel this way, or it helped me with this. um, or just, having a conversation with you made me feel like this. I think that I just want to spend my life just measuring the value that I bring into every room. Like, I want to leave people better off than when I found them. And I want to help people in different ways other than just giving them a song. So, yeah, I think that that would be my way of defining success for me. So much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Is there anything big or anything else you want to share? Anything else coming out soon that you want to get people excited for, or anything
I
totally random you want to share?
I feel like with Messy, we have so much more coming to celebrate the song and, visual things and, different versions of the song, not to spoil everything, but we just have so many different things coming. So for anyone that loves Messy, there's so much more yet to come, and there is so much more music coming. And I'm very excited about that.
I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.